Ooh, we're live. Okay, that didn't work the way I thought it was going to work. Let me see what's going on here. Let me see. How do I get... Oh, I know what to do. There I am. There I am. Can y'all hear me? Yeah, I see the mic jumping over there. Let's change. Oops, that didn't work the way I thought it would. But we're going to change that. Go with this. All right, got some people in here. Real quick, I was just uploading a video and thought that I would... Hold on, let me get to this right here so I'll be able to see. No. All right. There we go. I'll be able to see your comments and stuff. Terrorist, the horror. All right. So I was just uploading a video, and I'm gonna be... What? Sorry, David. I'm doing good. Like I said, I just uploaded a video, and I will be making that live here in a minute. I got a video from another auditor's channel that had some interesting things in it about aircraft surveillance that I want you guys to see. He actually got video of some of the aircraft surveillance that they were running on him. And so I'm putting that up so you guys can get a look at what I've been talking about for a while as far as capabilities. I'm also going to be doing, over on the Texas Less Lethal and Airgun Sports channel. Hi, Thy Horror. Good citizen. How y'all doing? Okay, OKC Cow. Over on the Texas Less Lethal and Airgun Sports channel, I'm going to be doing a live stream in a minute and show y'all how to... Well, first off, I'm going to have the Beast out. You guys know what the Beast is if you've been watching. You saw me out with it, popping off some rounds the other day. But I'm going to wrap the scope with this tape. Keith says, don't know if you've been through what you're going through before or not. If not, things will get better. Everything's fine, dude. Everything is fine. I'm going to do a live stream while I'm thinking about it. So I'm going to do the live stream over on Texas Less Lethal. And you get to see this. OKC knows who it is. Yes, it's Armed Fisherman. But there's some other stuff on that video as well. So be sure and catch the video. I'm going to show you how to use this very interesting tape. See if you guys... It's camo, first off, so you got to know it's cool. But this stuff is like... If I can get it to peel off here. It's not like your average tape. Okay, so you peel it off. It's not sticky. See that? Not sticky. It only sticks to itself. Like that. So I'm going to do the scope on the Beast, that big bore that I had out the other day, and show you guys some of the features of that thing that you know, that's the channel that all belonged on anyway, but I just was plinking that day and thought I'd take you guys along. But I'm going to put this on the scope. But tomorrow night, I will be doing a live stream on News Now Houston. It is very important that you guys catch that live stream. Very, very important that you guys catch the live stream tomorrow night. I'll do it around 7 on News Now Houston. Okay? All right, let me go to the comments here and see what we got. Show up. I'm just here till Landley shows up with the wrench. Jeff Gray got a video up a couple hours because I haven't had a chance to look at it. I've been a little busy. But I will get over and watch it after I get off of here. Guys, we're talking about Jeff Gray. We're talking about Honor Your Oath out of North Florida. Really good guy. Does really good work. Can't say enough good stuff about him. Also, the Armed Fisherman does really good work. If you're not subscribed to his channel, there will be a link in the video when I make it live, and I'll make it live as soon as I get off of here, to his channel. You can go over there and check it out. It does really good work. Like most auditors, I don't always agree with things they say or do, but just because I don't agree with it doesn't mean that it's the wrong thing. It's just the wrong thing for me. Mike does really good work, and you guys get a chance, if you've never seen what he does, get over there and check it out. The Armed Fisherman. He's out of South Florida, and be sure and tell him that I sent you. Really good guy. Just like I said, just because he doesn't do things my way doesn't mean it's the wrong way. Everybody's got their own style, their own way of doing things. So keep that in mind. Hi, David from the Netherlands. Millhouse has been binging it up. He likes it. Robert Allen had another run-in with Miami. Wow. The Lady Tech, I'm the one who wants to bond you guys and friends. Okay. Do you carry super glue? No, I'm kidding. Yeah, Billy Crystal, that is all being driven. So there are these anti-film the police bills being passed. The latest one is in Oklahoma, or maybe that's the first one, as a matter of fact, but is in Oklahoma, and now they're doing another one in Arizona. They want to make it illegal for people to video the police. It will not fly into federal courts. Okay? The police unions are doing this because so many of them are being caught on video. They want to scare you, even if it's just for a little bit, scare you into not videoing them. Because so many of them are getting caught on video breaking the law and doing wrong. Think about it. If you couldn't film the cops, we'd never have video of George Floyd. We'd never have video of half the stuff we've got video of. Okay? But they want to scare people and make it so that you don't video. And that Oklahoma bill, I will tell you, if they sign that into law, I will be going to Oklahoma and I will be challenging that personally. So, it's passed their House and their legislature. I think it's just got to go up for the governor to sign. And, the people, anybody that voted for that bill should be removed from office. We should go over, look and see who voted for that bill and vote them out of office, because they are in the pocket of the police unions. You know what caused that bill to be passed? News Now Patrick got the number 2 guy for the police unions in the state of Oklahoma on video attacking him, violating his rights. And Patrick sued and won. And so they don't want, there was video, and they didn't want that video out there. They didn't want the video of this officer doing wrong out there. And so the police unions went and they got this law passed. It will not stand up in court. There is no expectation of privacy on a public street, first and foremost. Okay? Just because these guys, even more so because these guys are public servants, they are subject to our scrutiny, period. Don't let them scare you into not videoing their deeds or misdeeds. It's that simple. Let's see what we got here. I don't think he signed it yet. Yeah, no cops have been killed by cameras, but careers have been ended by cameras. And so they don't want that. It's not about doxing cops. Nobody's doxing cops. As a matter of fact, in Texas, it is against the law to publish a police officer's home address, personal phone number, etc., so forth. Okay? So there's already laws about this. This isn't about that. This is about keeping you and me from catching them doing wrong and letting the world know that they did it. This is the police unions being the thugs that they are. Hold on. Navin Johnson. So News Now community, you think exposing undercover agents live on YouTube should be legal? Absolutely. Absolutely. If they're not breaking the law, first off, if they're not doing anything wrong, I don't generally publish them. Okay, I will usually block out their faces or something like that. Okay, I don't usually expose undercovers unless they're doing wrong. And I will tell you, and you're going to pray, oh well, you did this, you did that. Houston police narcotics have not changed since they murdered the Tuttles. Nothing has changed in that division since they murdered the Tuttles. I will video and publish every Houston narcotics officer I can until they change things. No narcotics unit in the United States that I know of leaves people in place that have been caught doing wrong. Goins, the guy that led that raid, was a known problem, had been known to plant things on people. The DA's office knew it. They were dropping cases left and right. And that was long before the Tuttle shooting. This goes back to 2013, I think. You know, I even knew who the dude was. He should have been removed, and instead they let him stay, and you see what happened. So Houston narcotics get videoed and uncovered anytime I can until they change. That answer your question, Navin? No, Navin's a troll. I already know who he is. But, okay, let me go back here. Look it up in the news. Yeah, you know, we have more police officers prosecuted in the last 2 years than in the previous 20. That's the kind of change that we're making. And it's not because the police wear body cameras, okay, because they hide the footage, okay? It's because people are out there videoing and catching them. And they hate that. They can't stand it. So they're going to do anything they can to escape that transparency. And so any of these police unions, you know, but keep in mind, you don't realize how much money these police unions have. And they back politicians that will be in their pocket and do what they want. So when you see a politician that backs a bill like, hey, you can't film the police, you know that he is on the take for the police unions. They got to go. They got to go. But instead, they'll buy themselves a little time, and then somebody will get charged. It'll go up to the courts, federal courts, get struck down, you know. But in the meantime, people are getting the message you can't film the police. And even after it gets struck down in court, it'll take time for the trickle down to the average person. And even then, the cops are going to lie out there on the street. They're going to, oh, you know, it's against the law. It's against the law, even though it's not. We already see that. They don't want you filming because it catches them doing the wrong things. I always tell people out on the street, you know, cops, when I'm filming is, you know, you've got an independent witness here that doesn't lie. And so if something happens, you know, my footage doesn't lie. But you see, if you're doing something wrong, you don't want it on video. And by the way, that bill in Oklahoma is sponsored by the Fraternal Order of Police, a domestic terrorist group. Fraternal Order of Police is a domestic terrorist group. Yet, you know, the people in power that are supposed to be targeting domestic terrorists won't target them because they're part of that group. No new movement on Justin's case. He's doing updates over there, but there's no new movement on it. They have not formally charged him yet. Okay, it's just an arrest, and the DA has not even accepted charges yet. It's just for the moment pending. That's right. The worst enemy of any criminal, okay, I'm not even saying cops, okay, criminals. The worst enemy of any criminal is a camera. Being caught on camera committing a crime. You know, honest cops have nothing to fear. Not a thing. It's only the crooked cops and criminals that have to worry about cameras. It's that simple. Ex-cop turned politician. Why am I not surprised? The bill in Arizona is sponsored by an ex-cop turned politician. You know, the unions, police unions here in Texas, let me put this where I can see it. The police unions here in Texas had, they were grooming Salvaggio out of Leon Valley for a political position. You know, he was a war hero and ex-San Antonio police SWAT member. And, well, this is why the police unions in Texas are so upset with us, is because we screwed that whole scheme up. The Constable 5 cop that got killed. So they've identified the shooter. So let me go back. Yesterday there was a Precinct 5 deputy constable shot and killed. He was doing a traffic stop, and before he could exit his vehicle, the driver of the stopped vehicle exited and fired on his patrol vehicle, killing him. Now I will tell you guys, I talk a lot of smack about constables. But you don't ever hear me talking bad about Precinct 5. And that's because I've never had any issues out of them. They've always been decent. The constable, the elected constable out there, I think his name is Heap. You know, he's not tolerant of crooked cops or badly behaved cops. And so I don't doubt that there are some out there, but I've never heard of them. And I get complaints locally here from people all the time. Oh, Precinct 6. You know, they're crooked. Precinct 8, crooked. Precinct 1, the super people of crooked. But I don't ever hear anything about Precinct 5. I can't remember the last time I had a complaint about Precinct 5. So, my point is they've identified that shooter. If you look at Twitter, find my account on Twitter, you'll see photographs of him. And I encourage anybody here locally to, go find the photographs of that guy. And if you see him, call the police. I have no sympathy for somebody that just randomly murders an individual. If you're doing wrong, you're committing a crime, and you shoot and kill anybody, you're in the wrong, and you deserve to be in jail. I don't want you on the streets with me. And people, there's some people spreading this lie that I'm running around saying, kill the police. Hadn't happened. What I do say is that if you can't get resolution with a problem if there's a problem with the police and you can't get resolution at the police department, and you can't get resolution in the legislature, and you can't get resolution in the courts, you don't have any options anymore. This is what the founding fathers provided us with the Second Amendment for. You have every right at all times to defend yourself against anybody, even people in costume, anybody trying to harm you. Now, that's not if you're robbing a store. If you're doing something wrong, that right is gone, okay? But just if you're not breaking the law and somebody is trying to harm you for whatever reason, it doesn't matter if they're wearing a costume or not, you have every right to defend yourself. And, whatever happens after that happens. Let's see. Murder is wrong, period. We expect human decency from police. Exactly. I don't say go out and kill the police. I'm never advocating that. However, when you're dealing with crooked police, that's not police. That's not legitimate policing. Crooked cops are criminals, and you have every right to defend yourself by whatever means necessary. Those cops killed in Houston were not self-defense. I didn't say they were, Navin. I have not said that. As a matter of fact, I just said just the opposite of that. So, stop trying to twist my words. Let's see what we got here. H-Town POV, I agree. The problem with policing today, the founding fathers warned us about standing armies. The police have become the standing armies. Okay? They're no longer servants to the community. They are servants to the government. And our government has become oppressive. It's that simple. Servants to the community aren't dual deputized as Homeland Security agents. Okay? The purpose of deputizing local police as Homeland Security officers, okay, is to give the government the legal ability to provide them with military-style weapons and equipment. And it also provides them with what's called absolute immunity. It makes it so that it is almost impossible to sue them for damages or when they do wrong. Okay? Absolute immunity. They've already got qualified immunity as police officers, but when they step up to deputization from the government, they have absolute immunity. You think on that. Think about how dangerous that is. Okay? You're giving these officers, and they know it. They use that or misuse it, as the case may be. So we've got to stop this dual deputization. If you've got a chief of police that's willing to accept that and do that, allow his officers to go that route, he's not serving the community. That's not what he's doing. Same thing with the sheriffs. Now, it's different if they've got like one guy or two guys that are deputized because they work in the fusion center or whatever. Okay, but we're not finding that. We are finding departments that are 3/4 cross-deputized, and that's not acceptable. They are no longer servants of the communities. They are the standing army that the forefathers warned us about. So there we have it. All right, look at comments again. None of my lawsuits have produced anything at this point, except for the Pineville lawsuit. As a matter of fact, I had a copyright lawsuit that I had going in California that I let expire. I allowed it to expire because I'm doing something different. I don't want to talk about that just yet. But there's something really big coming, and that lawsuit is getting rolled into that lawsuit. So it's kind of complicated, but you'll see in the near future. Policing for profit, yeah. Yeah, qualified immunity, perfect example of rules for thee, but not for me. There should be no qualified immunity. Okay? I understand, and I think when you take it to court, when an officer makes an honest mistake, okay, I get it. Okay? And so when you get into court with a honest mistake, something that is obviously an honest mistake, the judge should take that into account. Okay, but just a blanket, we don't care if you screw up. No. That's what qualified immunity is. It is a blanket release for whatever you need to do. Whatever you do wrong, you're covered. And all that does is encourage police officers to do wrong. I mean, I can't believe that the courts didn't get that when they passed this. Or maybe they did and just didn't care. I don't know. Do I feel like change? Yes, we've had change accomplished. Yes, we have accomplished quite a bit of change. Like I said, we have had more police officers prosecuted for wrongdoing in the last 2 years, mostly thanks to video that the police unions are now trying to outlaw you taking. More police officers prosecuted in the last 2 years for wrongdoing than in the previous 20 years. Think about that. When people say there's no change, think about those numbers. The Laporte lawsuit gets filed next month. I held off on it for a reason. I will be filing that next month along with the Jersey Village lawsuit. Okay. All right. I think that's going to be it. Running for public positions. Absolutely. We need to get regular people. See, here's the problem with politicians. 9 times out of 10, it's rich people. Poor people don't get in office because if they did, things wouldn't be so messed up. How many poor people do you know in Washington, D.C. in the Senate? How many poor people you know in your local state legislature? The vast majority of them aren't poor people. They're rich people. As a matter of fact, one of the richest people in the, is it House of Representatives or Congress? I forget. I think it's Congress. One of the richest people in Congress sits on the Homeland Security Committee. His name is Michael McCall. He's out of Katy, Texas. Multi-billionaire. Okay? And most of them are lawyers. And you wonder what's wrong? Do you know, when we first founded this country, if you were a politician, an elected official, and you were caught doing anything crooked, taking bribes, etc., so forth, you were subject to execution. One of the first things Congress did once they got enough power was to outlaw executing crooked politicians. Think about that. Think about it. Why would you fear that law if you're not crooked? People should have there should have been a revolution that day. Get me off my soapbox here. Let me see. Bond insurance. You know, and there's something else is, you know, when a police officer, let's just use the Brady list for an example. For those of you who don't know what the Brady list is, when a police officer's incredible, so incredible that he can't give testimony in court because it's not credible, okay, they put him on the Brady list. Why would you continue to employ a police officer as a police officer if he's so untrustworthy he can't testify in court? You get that? He's so untrustworthy as a police officer, he cannot testify in court. Why is he still a cop? Why are we still giving them the ability to ruin lives if you can't trust him enough to testify in court? No police officer who is on the Brady list should still be employed or licensed as a police officer. We need that to be a law. Okay. Oh, hold on. Let's see. I missed a comment here. Eric Brandt, it all got public photography banned in the state capitol and other places. Only because nobody has the money, because it's expensive, to drag these people into court to fight it. They've made it so expensive and stacked the odds so high against you that you can't afford to challenge them in court. And so these politicians that we elect and trust to do the right thing don't. If there's no consequences for doing wrong, what is your motivation to do right? The fact that you're just a good person? We rely on that, and there are people that are good people that would do the right thing even if nobody was looking, okay? But I don't know any elected officials that I'd trust to be like that, although I'm sure there are some. I just don't know of any. Think about that. All right, let me go back to this. Bulgaria. Woo, man. I got a worldwide audience here. But you have to remember the Brady list is based on the police and DAs reporting them. Yeah, okay. The DAs, who are 9 times out of 10 in the pocket of the police unions, are putting people on a Brady list. That's how bad an officer has to be. Ugh. What do we do? Honestly, my personal opinion is that we are long overdue for a revolution. I hate to say it, and I didn't believe it, 4 years ago or whatever, but in the last 3 years, I have come to realize that there is no hope. There is absolutely no hope. It is way past time. We need to tear it down and start over. Who was it? I believe it was either Thomas Jefferson or Benjamin Franklin. I'm getting old. My memory is not what it used to be. That says I believe it was Thomas Jefferson. No, I believe it was Benjamin Franklin. I'm pretty sure it came from him. But he said that They designed the government to run for 100 years. And that by that point, it would be so crooked, you would need to have a revolution and start all over again. And we're now 200 and, I don't know, what, 230 years in? 225? Old. Over 200 years into it, okay? It's long past due. And people have had enough. I believe it's coming. You know, cops are always crying about how the communities don't back them anymore. They did it to themselves. The wedge that exists between police and the communities, they're the ones that put it there. They put it there with the unions. They put it there with qualified immunity. They put it there with broken windows policing. They didn't care. They just needed to generate their arrest numbers. They just needed to put people into the system and feed the system so that there'd be money and raises for them. They didn't care. And now it's coming home to roost. The communities don't care about them anymore. Oh, sure, the rich people do, because the rich people aren't the ones that they were harassing and going after. They targeted the poor communities. And now those poor communities are not so friendly anymore. And people have had enough and they're fighting back. It's that simple. And I don't agree with every instance. And like I said, if you're committing a crime, and you resist by armed means or whatever, by violence, then you're wrong. But again, at any time, anyone trying to harm you, doesn't matter whether they're wearing a costume or not, you always have the right to defend yourself. Always. So. All right, I think that's it, guys. I'm going to wrap this up. I'm going to jump over to Texas Less Lethal and get the beast out. And again, I'm going to show you guys, I'm going to wrap the scope. That's all I'm going to wrap tonight. But I'm also going to give an overview. You guys have seen that, but I haven't done anything over on Texas Less Lethal. So I'm going to get over there and do that and show the beast off. So if you're wanting to get a look at that, come on over. Above and beyond that, I believe we are finished here tonight. So thanks for coming on, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope I answered you some questions. Also, I'll be making a video live. I'll be making a video live here on this channel in just a minute. As soon as I jump off of here, it'll go live. Take a minute and take a look at it, please. Y'all be safe and have a good evening, and I will see you again soon.